Yeah.
Ta-da! Drop day.
Happy
Here
drop
we
day,
are.
Kaiser. We
Good
are ready to go. It's a good day for a
Yes,
drop.
good to be here. Nice one.
Speaking of drops, I'm gonna go and buy a couple. Even though I
Awesome.
already got one with my fancy
I
wristband.
just bought one with my wristband like 3
You
minutes
guys
ago.
did, huh? That's awesome. Support.
Support you.
Support your local artist, your Berlin artist.
Not local to us, but. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about what is happening today at Record Shop and what we've got in the drop. Well, we're very happy to have with us label head, label, I don't know, what are you? Owner
Owner,
Ballroom.
inventor, creator.
Everything.
Superstar.
The guy who
Of
started
Ballroom
this.
Records. Yeah, you started the whole crazy thing. The man, Kaiser. So let me get up what we've got in the drop today. I love our new format of our blog posts too, where we talk a little bit about Ballroom Records. We talk about you, we give a little bit of backstory. I'm also really happy to see some new names in this drop that we haven't seen before.
Yep.
So these are all artists that you've signed to your label?
Yeah. They all released with Ballroom. Well, let me see. Nope, not even for the first time. They all have released before on record, so they're kind of know guys that I already know, from their production what they do, and I wanted to have them on Ballroom for this drop, so I invited them to do something, and record and produce, and they did, and yeah, that's what's in the drop.
And how was it inviting them to come and be a part of this crazy thing called Record Shop?
Well, obviously, you have to explain them first. If they don't know what an NFT or digital collectible is, you have to explain them what this is. But once this is done, it's very easy, and everybody wants to be part of it, and everybody's excited to work with Record Shop and with me on this project.
Love it. And this is not your first. This isn't your first rodeo with Record Shop. You've had a couple. You've been part of a couple drops, so I don't think a Kaiser and Ballroom focused drop. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited because this time it's all eyes on me, right? It's all just my stuff and the stuff of the Ballroom artists. So yeah, very exciting, definitely. Yeah.
Excellent. And we've got, let's come take a look at what we can expect in the pack. So we've got 2 release cards, artist card, and a planet release card. Ooh. I'm excited to see what one I get. We've got the label. Actually, let me filter by type. That's my favorite way to filter it. Do you want to maybe talk us through some of these new names that we haven't seen before?
The guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're basically very, very seasoned artists when it comes to the techno field. Chicago Loop. I've been working with this guy now for a couple of years, and he did remixes for me, and I actually remixed him. As a matter of fact, there's a very, very fresh remix that I just did, which will be out later this year, probably in, when will that be? In late April. There's a remix from me coming out with the Chicago Loop, one of his tracks that I remixed, and then we have Ben Teufel, who is basically like my label guy. He's doing also all the artworks from Ballroom. He's very, very talented.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so he's very talented. Like when it comes to all the artwork, that's the videos, and on top, he's a very, very good producer. So obviously, I want him to be on the drop. And then we have Branch Attack, very, very, very talented guy who released with a lot of great labels, and one of the guys that is, I can't say up and coming because he's been around now for a while, but he's definitely very, very hot, when it comes to techno, and brilliant career in front of him, let's say, because he's still young. So yeah, these are the three guys that are in this drop, in this opening drop here, from drop number 2. It's called basically. Yeah.
Awesome.
The art is amazing. The pack art is just mesmerizing.
We've always
So
loved
cool.
it.
Yeah, he did all the artworks and all the covers. It's all his stuff, all the videos, everything. You should check him out on the Ben Teufel, also on Instagram and whatnot, where he just does also art. Not even for the label or for music, but just random pick stuff that he comes up with. So you should follow him on Instagram as well.
Cool.
So
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you have to tell us what's up with the planet releases. Is this, I can see, first of all, I'm confused by how you're mixing up planets, Mars and Uranus, Mercury and Jupiter. So tell us a little bit more about that.
About the planets in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you used to say in the early days, a concept album, right? Where you have one concept of music and you put this into a story. And I basically stole that. I have to admit, because there's Gustav Holst, who's like a classical composer, right? And one of his super great things he did was the planets, like where he did all these planets and classical musical pieces. And one of my it's one of my favorite classical musics and pieces. And I thought, okay, I kind of steal the idea and do this with electronic music. And it's about the let's say the esoteric qualities of a planet. Like Mars is the planet of war, right? And Venus of love, and and so every planet has a different esoteric quality. So, and this is I put that music, or wanted to create that music aligning to this esoteric quality, right? So obviously, if you hear Mars, you will see it's a rather an aggressive track, for example, and Venus will be more on the lovely side, more melodic, and so this is what I did, right? And so I did this album. And I actually did this rather quick, because I was on Mallorca for a couple of weeks and just chilling and hanging out, and I had my laptop with me, and this is the time when I completely wrote the whole album. Within these couple of weeks, and back in Berlin, I just did some tweaking, finishing and mixing, but the whole thing was basically done in Mallorca, in the summertime. So and I guess the vibe was just perfectly right to create this album. So it came to me rather quickly, basically, right? Yeah,
it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
Love it.
Yeah. So, and generally speaking, it's a couple of years ago, so it's not that techno. It's more melodic. It's more on the progressive melodic side of things, right? Because Venus, that wouldn't fit to techno, straight banging techno. So it has to be melodic. So and to work with the esoteric qualities, you need melodies, you need sounds, you need the soundscape, right? And that's what I did. That's the story behind it.
Cool.
So
I can't wait to see
creative.
what I get. Okay, I'm ready to open a pack.
Which one do you want, Lisa?
I have two. Let's do. This is the one I got from the wristband.
Which planet do you want the most? I mean,
Ooh,
or which
which
combo?
planet? Let me look back at the list, because I forget already. Mars, Uranus, Mercury, Jupiter, Moon, Pluto, Sun, Saturn.
I kind of want the sun. I think Sun, Saturn. That sounds pretty sweet.
I've always really liked Jupiter as a planet, so.
A rather majestic planet.
Love it. Okay, let me open this. Open.
Yoop. Exciting. Bam.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, 4 cards today.
Oh, yeah. Yay. Lost Castle. Ooh.
Ooh, nice clean number.
Ooh, 120. Awesome. And so, want to tell us a little bit about Felipe?
Yeah, guy from South America, Colombia. The South American producers usually are on the melodic progressive side of things, and they have a very, very big progressive house market. So whenever I get records from these guys, they are like not dreamy, but very, very, very melodic, and deep with the big soundscape, and that's what I usually do. And the same with the Felipe. So I was very happy to get this track and hear it. And then we have Adamant, which is the German guys, always deliver massive mixes, remixes, and productions. These guys are all ballroom regulars, I want to say. So that was just a perfect match for this release, and yeah, happy to have these guys.
Sweet. Can't wait to hear it. I love getting like the info. Ooh, I got Jupiter. Just what I wanted.
Hey, there we go. And 2-digit.
Ooh, a 2-digit. Yeah, nice. Ooh, I can't wait to listen. And we're doing a listening party this Thursday afternoon in Eastern time. So if y'all listening in want to hear some of these tracks, make sure you join us on Thursday. We'll be playing through.
Hanging out with Eternal. Come
Yeah.
hang out with us.
Cool.
So
Ooh. Ooh, I love the art on this one.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
J Apollo.
So is this one of the ones that Ben Dufel designed? Did he design everything?
No, he does no. This is from the record shop guys. What he does is the album artworks that he brings in.
Gotcha.
This one here, I think, is not from Ben. This, I think, what we see here is from record shop.
Wow.
But let me see the
Wait,
one
where's
to the left here, the Lost Castle. That is definitely Ben.
It does have more of your typical like styling that I
Yeah.
recognize.
Yes.
Ooh, I can see like a bit of a mask up here. You see that? Like kind of in the
Yeah.
center. I can't move my mouse over it, but ooh.
Hey, the man of the
Ooh, I
hour.
know that guy.
I know that guy. Another Kaiser
Same.
to add to my collection. Holy, you got a lot of
Sweet.
card faces this time. Love it.
Yes, beautiful.
Uh-oh, something's gonna have to update soon.
Well, yeah. Well, that's
I guess it's still your hometown.
always will be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Will be.
these are awesome. And your videos are always great. I'll mute it, but you always add so much content in here, so it's awesome.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Stupid stuff sometimes.
It makes it unique. I like it a lot.
Nice. All right, this is pretty good, Paul.
Nice one.
Okay, do you want to open one of your packs?
Yeah. Okay, let me pull my screen up here. Trying to find the right tab here. I've got way too many open. It's this one. There we go. Got my pack right here. I love the new profiles, by the way. Looks very nice.
Yeah, they're fun.
Man, I wish I could like take a video of what the website looked like in October and then compare it to what it looks like now. It's just completely different platform.
Been
283,
quite a
okay.
change. Nice. Sub 500.
Ooh, I'm so glad you get to keep that. There's a packs tab because I like looking at all the art still.
Yeah.
I know. How does that work? how much of that design was from your team, and how much was that from the record shop team for the pack?
This 3D, like,
No, seriously, the whole 3D thing is obviously a record shop. Yes.
Cool.
it's wild. All right, what order do you want me to go in, Marcus? Number wise.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3.
3?
The
Yeah, why not?
5? I think you said 5 at one point.
Oh yes.
Oh!
Oh, isn't that the one you wanted?
Yes, it is.
We're manifesting. It's
yeah,
good.
that's how you do it.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay, I really like this one.
So cool.
Yeah. And this is all Ben stuff also. He came up with all the, said, I need Planet stuff. Do something with Planet, something nice, and he came up with the whole series, obviously.
And 13 minutes worth of music.
Yeah. I was happy to see, because the first, I think, Planets card was the Planets in the NFT mix, or, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see that continue on.
All right, what's next, Marcus? 1, 2, or 4?
2.
Hey, I
Nice.
also got a
I
quarter.
think we talked about that guy already, huh?
Yeah,
We did.
yeah.
2-digit.
Nice one.
1 or 4.
4. One is last.
Ooh, 32.
There you go. There you go. That's heavy
Wow.
fucking shit.
Ooh.
So this stuff is exclusively produced for Record Shop, and this stuff I haven't. This track I have played out only once. This is so new and so fresh that I only played it once in the States. When I was back there a couple of weeks ago. This is it. I mean, this is so super fresh and so super new. I mean, yep.
The wow factor, I definitely, when I opened it, it's just popping. It's a very,
I like this
very
one.
cool card.
I think I would like that one.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to go get that.
It's hard to have to look at the details of the card more. Like, wow. All right,
That's
last
funny
one.
one. See, the back side is this side is Ben's artwork, and the other one is Record Shop. That's Record Shop. That's Ben. Yeah.
I see. All right. I bet this is an artist card. There he is, Kaiser.
The
I'm
Kaiser
always
with the
happy with
sunglasses.
this. I'll watch the
Kaiser
video
crew.
a little bit later. Can't wait. Kaiser crew.
Nice
That
one.
was a great pack. I'm excited to listen to all the music.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, let's hop over because we're also launching something really exciting right now. And that is a challenge that goes along with the Kaiser drop. Let me hop over there now.
Yeah.
And this is the first. I'm going to say, I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to say it. I think this is the first NFT remix contest that I've heard of.
Ever, you mean? Ever, anywhere in this side of the galaxy?
I've never heard of one before.
Me neither.
So, everybody, yeah, we might not actually know this, but if you look back to your Wildside 2021 card, there are actually remix stems on that card, and that's what we're going to be using for this remix contest. So you have to own the Wildside 2021 card.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to use at least one of those stems in your remix. And then we've got a remix competition page, and we're using Label Radar to support us with that. So I'll take you over there in a moment. So this is gonna be live. We can see up here. There's 33 days left because we want to give people enough time to submit a remix. So Kaiser, I don't know if you want to talk about kind of what do you expect to hear. Do you want to talk a little bit about the prize that you're offering up too?
Yeah, what do I expect? When it comes to music, I don't expect anything but that you guys are going nuts and crazy with your creative forces, right? Whatever they may be. The fun thing is the winner or winners depends on will get a release on one of my labels of the Ballroom label group. So, which means if you do proper hardcore techno, that could be Ballroom Black. If it's like a soft electronic, nice, flushy stuff, then it would be probably on Ballroom Purple or Ballroom Balearic for like the super nice, beachy stuff. Or Ballroom Classic is for the progressive house kind of melodic stuff. So whatever you do, just do, and I'll find the right label for you. Right. The only thing is, it has to be so good that I can say, well, this is so outstanding. I want this on my label. Right. And this could be one winner or two winner or maybe 10 winners if there's so many mixes. I have no idea. Like I seriously do not know. Right. And well, we'll see.
That's crazy.
Contest. We haven't done this before. You haven't done this before. We'll just see what happens, and what kind of material comes in, and we'll do a listening session and enjoy the whole thing. And maybe we do something. Maybe we do something where you guys, the listeners, have a favorite as well, and maybe think about what we can do with that. What do you think?
Yeah, we have that as part of it. So let's go through like the fine print side. So for the grand prize winner, one or more, but we're only guaranteeing one on the page. So you'll get your remix included, not only released on Ballroom, but also included in a record shop pack drop. So the radio edit version will be distributed on Spotify, Apple Music, Beatport. So you get your name out that way. Supported by Ballroom, which is really amazing. And then also your track will be included in a pack drop. Then for our viewer's choice, the runner-up prize, that will be chosen live by the audience on Friday, April 8th with Kaiser when he's reviewing all of the top entries. And they will also be included in a collectible alongside the grand prize winner. So it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to do it. That's amazing.
All right. So let's head over. Let me share this. Yes. Awesome. Oh, this page looks great. I haven't seen this page yet, actually. So when you are on the challenge page on Record Shop and you click here on the remix competition page, that will take you here where you have all the and we're using this partner with Label Radar. They're going to manage kind of taking in all of the remixes and submit them to was somebody A&R on your side. I can't remember who's going to actually review them for you. Because Kaiser, you're not going to listen to any of them before the stream on April 8th, right?
No, I would probably get Ben Teufel, my label guy, doing the first round of submissions and checking those, and he will get me the ones that he thinks are best to listen to, and I will get those.
Yeah. So then on April 8th, very first time ever, you'll be listening to these NFT remixes.
Yeah.
Giving your feedback. Yeah, I'm like so pumped. And I know you and I were sort of talking about doing kind of a midway point check-in, and we'll see how the submissions come in and if people feel like they need more time. But it'd be really fun to just do a midpoint check-in and like get some feedback, and then they could resubmit.
Right. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, there is one thing probably you have to mention, because in the remix file that was in the Wildside card, right, there is one file that people need to have and can use, but I also added more stuff, more files as of today.
Nice. I think those are available here on the Label Radar page, so you can get my understanding.
Yes, perfect. Exactly.
Is what you had on Wildside was just like one stem file with all of the stems in the one file, and this I think now has the breakdown of. Oh no, I think that's taking us over to the marketplace. Never mind.
Yeah,
well, I was wrong there. It takes you over to purchase Wildside. I know Chris is working on it, so.
Okay, because I added some more files to it, so we have more material to actually work with, and I also added a very exclusive, a full drum set and groove set from a future sample pack that I've created for Record Shop, which will be, you know, will be released sometimes in the future. And I took one of those and put it already in here, something that works fine with the melodic parts of Wildside. So you can use that already, right? So actually to come up with something nice is like piece of cake already, because you have so many files in there just to put them on top of each other in your DAW, whatever you're going to use, and you have already like a track going on that is fun to listen to, right?
So there's no excuse, is what you're saying.
It's actually, you don't have to be an ass-kicking producer just to get something easy done right away. You know, if you have just a DAW like GarageBand or Fruity Loops or whatever, like the freebie DAWs you can download, you know, and then you just put the audio files on top of each other and play them through, and boom, got something, right?
That's awesome. I know I was, so my husband, I was just telling Kaiser before we went live, but he's just dabbling in sort of, I don't even know if I would call it remixing, but he's just starting to dabble in editing music files. And so I'm pushing him to do this one.
Yes.
Go.
Yeah.
Okay, I know I have Wildside, so let's just take a look at what's actually in it. So you can get a sneak peek. Oh, okay, perfect. So I can see here, we got the full regular track.
Okay. They added this to this card. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you,
all in there.
Chris.
It's all in there. Yeah. That's new, because the old card was just this one file, and now it's all in here. So perfect. It's all there.
It's super easy. So you do have to own the Wildside card, though. So make sure you get that. I saw it was fairly reasonable price on the market. I can really, that's all you have to do.
Yeah, it's all the files in there, all the new stuff. Awesome.
Love it.
I wonder how many record shop artists might give this a shot. Like, I get to see the like Disco Fries maybe submitting to this or something.
Ooh.
You know,
These guys are super talented, so they would go like this. Yeah.
Ooh, we should have like an artist versus fan session.
I know if I submitted something, it would probably not be too good. I'm not musically talented at all, so.
Yeah, me neither. Well, you know what? This might be
That's why I
fun
have
to
a
like
good
just
ear
mess
for it.
around with, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's about having fun with this, right? That's why.
So
I did
you
it.
Sure.
and you mentioned some like free DAWs out there. Do you have any that you would recommend as a starting point, or maybe even not even free?
Something that I shouldn't say officially and out in the open, but you know, most people use Ableton. You know, I use Bitwig. That's a Berlin company, which I find is now I'm making promo here, but I think that's the best one. Nevertheless, the most widely used is Ableton, and there are probably some versions out there that you can download for free somewhere, you know, just to get an idea of how things work and not having to spend too much money at the beginning. And then if you feel like, you know, there's something for you, can still spend the money, but just to get started, do it like everybody else does it. So, and enough said about this. So there is Ableton, you have Logic, right? You have I don't know if that's still up and running, but of course Bitwig, you know, which is my favorite one, which I use to produce and which I find is the best. Coming from Logic, former Logic user, you know, there's Steinberg. I mean, there's so many different DAWs, and in the end, they all do kind of the same thing, you know, sort of. So up to you. I mean, they all play samples, and this is what it is. All the files that I presented are just samples. You play them, you know, put one on each track, push the start button, and they start to play. So that's fairly simple. And every DAW does that. So that's easy one.
This is where I would love to have Chris here because he's actually done this before.
Yes.
He can vouch for how simple or how complicated it is. Because just you saying that now, I'm like, wow, that's like some talent.
the way the samples are made or created in loops, you don't have to produce anything or program anything from the start. You know, if you want to make it your own and you start to remix, of course you start to, you know, switch these things and make it your own. But from the start, you just play them and you already have music going on, right? So the starting point is actually very, very nice and easy.
Do you have any tips for how, because when I look at Wildside 2021, I can see there's the track, and like for me personally, if I were to listen to that, I would get a little stuck on like creatively how to move forward and to make it my own. Do you have any tips on how to find some inspiration? Like what do you do when you're looking for new ways to change something, to do a remix?
Oh, wow. Well, let's say you have absolutely no idea what to do, right? You're totally stuck. You have no idea. You run out of ideas. What you then can do is you take your melody or the main theme of the track, which is in a file, and you loop it, and you take a track that's already existing, which you think might work, and you put it underneath it and see how it sounds, or if that gets you some sort of inspiration. And maybe the track sounds like shit underneath it, but maybe the rhythm section kind of works, right? And say, you know what, I'm kind of build something like that rhythm section. So then then suddenly you have a starting point, right? And then probably you start to get creative because you have something to work with, right?
I see.
That's something you can do if you have no idea whatsoever, right? You're totally stuck, and you need I need a full track, go underneath it to get something, or let coincidence basically rule the situation, because I just do stuff and let's see what happens, right?
And I guess that's like such an important part of it too. It's just like trying and failing and trying and getting a little bit closer, and then
yeah, obviously. I mean, the biggest and greatest discoveries ever made were happening and found by coincidence, right? Because people were looking for something completely different and found this on the way, right? And says, oh, look, I wasn't looking for this, but this is actually the thing, right? So sometimes you just let coincidence rule, and just go there blank, and let's see what happens with no idea at all, and this is what I just recommended doing if you have no idea, just want to fumble around and do something, and be completely open about what the results could be.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, and something my husband and I were talking about recently with his music that he's been working on is he always feels the need to I've set aside this amount of time to work on it this week, and it's a big chunk of time. And he says, we were watching the Beatles documentary Get Back, and what we saw was that they'd work a little bit on a song and then leave it for a few days and then come back and work a little bit more on it. And he's like, I think that would actually really help me, because you don't have to get it all done in this one go, and it's giving your brain some time to get creative outside of the time that you're actually writing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very correct to do it, because after a couple of days listening, you might find something completely new when you listen to it, or maybe you don't like it at all. You see, oh no, listen, I have to change these things and that thing, or you find, well, I actually like what I did, but I could, I think it's still missing this and that, and for that to happen, you need space within between, where your ears that have become tired with that song or track have to kind of readjust, and you have to be fresh within your listening. So, and this is what the Beatles did, right? Obviously, and I do this all the time. Sometimes a track takes a couple of days to be finished, and sometimes it takes weeks, months, but sometimes years, because I just put it away, and suddenly I said, oh, there's something let me play it again, and it's from years back, and I find, oh, I think there is something. I just have to change things completely, but there is something to it that I want to work with now, and then I get into it again.
Wow, yeah. That's crazy to me, because that's not. Again, as somebody who doesn't produce any music, you always hear the stories of an artist who woke up that morning and then finished the song by noon. But I feel like that's more.
Can happen. Can happen if you like. If you're super creative and you're in that flow and everything is just perfect, then maybe it's just a couple of hours. That can happen, right? It's not
But
all
I feel
the
like
time.
it's more it's more realistic.
It can happen. And usually, and sometimes the best songs are done this way. They have been, the biggest hits sometimes have been created in just like a couple of hours because the flow was there. It was so everything was falling into place. And then the artist says that, it was such an easy thing to do, and I didn't really pay much attention. It was just there, and often enough, those are the biggest tracks and the biggest songs.
Love
Happens
that.
quite a lot,
Yeah. It's just crazy to me. I see we've got Derek in the comments now from Label Radar. Derek, we had a question earlier. Maybe you can answer it. Do you know if there's ever been an NFT remix competition? Because we don't think there has. I do think it's the first. You'll have to let us know what you think.
It is. Come on.
I am pretty sure it's the first, which is really exciting. Fabulous. I want to open up.
I have a question for Kaiser before you do that. So, kind of like when you have a lot of options to choose from, sometimes it's hard to like decide. Is that the same way when you're creating music? Like the more stems or more samples you have to work with, does it sometimes kind of get hard to decide on one because you just keep trying new ones?
Yeah, that is the yeah, that is if you have too many options, you sometimes lose yourself, and you things get out of focus, right? So limit yourself. That's one of the tricks to do when you produce or do songwriting. Limit yourself to something you want to work with, and that's it. And try to get it done. If you get the full thing and everything up and running and all synthesizers and keyboards and whatnot, yeah, you probably lose yourself and get lost, and by the end of the day you might have not gotten anything because it was just too much, right? I know producers from way back. They were at their best when they were super limited with they're just one Atari, one floppy disk, no sounds at all, like super limited. But they worked with what they had, and they had a distinctive sound. They wouldn't, nothing was overboarding, overloaded, and that was the best, right? They when they were limited, because you have to focus, and you don't get sidetracked too much, right? It's the same way when you listen to bands where you think their early records, they sounded so fresh and so original and so authentic. Yeah, because they were all recording at once. They had their one sound, their one guitar, their one drums. They were just playing together and banging it out, and so it sounds authentic and realistic, and had that driving energy. And later on, they went to the studio and all these musicians and orchestra and strings and whatnot, and it sounded perfect. But that edge, right, and that wasn't there anymore. I mean, that's what happens quite a lot, quite often, right? So limiting yourself, be in the moment, and get creative usually gets the best results, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Love it.
So this is what I do. I had all these big analog stuff and analog studio and all this gear and board and outboard gear and whatnot, and it's all gone. Right now I have a laptop, a little keyboard, and because I wanted to produce wherever I am, here or in Thailand or on the fucking airplane. When it started, I would laptop and start doing shit. So I wanted to get creative wherever I am. So to do so, I had to limit myself to an extent where I would not miss anything, right? Because on an airplane, I do not have anything, but I still have to feel comfortable. Otherwise, I would just close the laptop again and not do anything. Therefore, I started to limit myself at home as well. So I would have the same workflow here as in the airplane, right? And I got comfortable, so now I can produce, wherever I am with my laptop and being very, very limited, because that's my workflow now. And I sold everything; it's gone, right? I don't need it. I don't want it, actually. I don't want
Almost
it.
everything. I see some things on your wall.
Yes, my beloved guitars, right? I usually don't use them for the electronic music, just rarely. But I just love guitars and analog instruments that I play. And I'm a drummer, so I come from that time, so I love that. But when it comes to producing electronic music, I'm super limited. Everything's in a laptop. In the laptop itself, there's a lot of stuff, right? I have a huge laptop with like tons of shit in it, but I'm not using everything at the same time, right? If I do, I also do like soundtrack music and trailer music and orchestral music and whatnot. And when I do this, I use that stuff, but only then. Otherwise I limit myself to what I need to do in when I do electronic music. This is how I roll.
Yeah. No, it's so different. Like this would just not be possible 10, 20 years ago. Maybe
No.
10, but not 20.
That's true. I mean, with the digital age, everything became so small and so easy to handle, and everybody is capable of producing music because it all fits in one laptop, right? And everybody can do it, right? That has been very different in the analog ages. Absolutely.
Well, and like I feel accessibility wise from a like learning perspective, even just going on YouTube and you have access to people teaching you for free things
Yeah.
that just wouldn't have been possible to learn without going to someone like yourself who is training.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when it comes to producing, I trained myself, learning by doing. And yeah, back then there were no YouTube videos, so I had to do everything by myself and figure it out the hard way. And today it's so much easier, right? And even I still learn, from other people, and I watch YouTube videos and like, how can you do this or that and whatnot, or get inspired again, or try new techniques, right? Um, and it's so nice, it's so easy nowadays, right? And so inexpensive also, right? Which is awesome because it's very basic democratic. Now everybody can do it, right? Everybody can get creative and produce and make music, and it doesn't have to be like for the masses or for the big bucks, but just for your own creativity. And by the end of the day, you have something nice that you did. That's awesome, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
I do want to open up and remind everybody in the chat that you're welcome to post your questions for Kaiser. If you need some inspo or you want to hear what he might want to hear, now's a good time to ask. But are there any resources that you would recommend for anyone who is just starting out, whether it's YouTube or other resources that you are your go-to or where you go and recommend others?
No, what I usually do is I just type in the question. I don't know, chain compress something, because how does that work? What's the best way, or is there a new way? Is there something that I don't know? And it's just type that in, that technique that I want to learn about, and that pops up, and this is what I watch. And if I like what I see and I continue, if I say no, it's not my thing, not today, or it's not what I'm interested right now, then I switch to the next guy. So no, there is no guy or school that I would say this is something I'm recommending, because for each theme there might be somebody else doing some interesting stuff. Yeah. So no guy or school in particular.
That's great. And then when you are helping them release the final track on Ballroom Records, like what can they expect? Because I think it's obviously going to be more than just them sending you the file and that's that. Like, what else can they expect as part of that grand prize?
Besides being or having a release on Ballroom?
Yeah, like what does that entail?
Well, usually what we do is when we release this, you get your track obviously on Beatport. If you know what Beatport is, you're a producer, obviously you know. Otherwise, that is the leading download platform for music when you sell music. Obviously, it is Spotify and all these listening portals, right? And obviously, we think we're doing a record shop. Like you have your song on record shop for exclusive for people to collect and sell, like the stuff that we're doing actually today, right?
Yeah.
Being the drop, and like that is super exciting, super hot. So that's something. And if you get your work out, you get your name out. People will recognize what you're doing, right? And then who knows what happens, right?
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
And
If you
for me-
enter,
Sorry, yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna say, if somebody listening in enters, we'd be totally happy to have you come on stream and talk about your process and all of your choices that you made. So think about it. We'd love to have you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, and you were gonna say?
I forgot, I think. I have no idea.
The wine is kicking in. The wine is doing its job.
I do not know what I wanted to say. That wasn't probably so important. Nope. It's gone. It's gone.
That's awesome. No, I'm just so excited. And I think it's so cool that this is just the first time that you are, like, a user can basically take your work, mess it up, do something totally crazy different with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Make something crazy with it. Just like go nuts with it. I mean, the fun thing is, this track, Wildside, was actually basically the first release that I ever had as Kaiser Souzai back in the days, right? It's different from what I would basically produce today, but but for some reason, in techno and all other styles, things come back, right? After 5, 10, or 20 years, the circle kind of closes, and something, it's back, because the track back then was pretty fast, like in 141 beats per minute, which is quite fast, right? But now the techno starts or is already fast again, like in that kind of tempo, even faster, but a year ago or 2 years ago, it was still like much, much slower. So the tempo is just where it is. It was 20 years ago, right? So that in that sense, it's catching up again to like where it was, and that means the track action, the tempo is kind of up to date again, which it would not have been like 2 years ago. Funny enough, and the sounds kind of repeat itself too. You have all this, all this acid techno, the TB303 acid shit that was in the beginning of the 2000, the big thing. I produced it and had my TB303 and do all the acid stuff, and that's back, right? That's back. That's super hot at present. So everything, history repeats, I guess, and that's also with music and styles and whatnot. So
Everything
interesting.
old is new again.
Yeah.
The Reed is asking what the key of the song is.
I have no idea. I would have gone to my keyboard and
Kaiser key.
Yeah, I remember.
Kaiser key.
Don't know at the top of my head. I have no idea. But if that question persists and nobody can find out, I'm able to find this out. if I
Just not off the top of your head.
Or piano or whatnot, or then yes.
Do you have any other or not any other, but any anywhere that people could look for inspiration? Again, thinking back 20 years or so, like what are you really listening to right now that's like the old coming back?
I'm not listening too much to the old stuff, which I love, because obviously I was there back then, and there was like the stuff that I was growing up with, and but if I do that, I would just like repeat myself, like second love, right? It's just so much repetitive for me. If somebody starts now and does acid, and he does it the first time, amazing, of course. But for me, it would like really repeat myself, because I did that already and I did it great. I mean, I had so much fun with it, but I would certainly repeat myself.
Gotcha.
and I would not want to do that. So that's why I'm not doing any real true acid. I sometimes there's some elements of it that I use, but like true acid tracks, I'm not doing. For that reason, not because they're bad or not that I don't like them, not at all. It's just like I did it
You've
already
done that? Yep.
to some serious extent that I wouldn't again. Yeah. I can't. I mean, I'm doing this now for quite a while. I have to surprise myself. Again, if I repeat myself too often, too much, I get bored, and then I that's not good for me. And I want to
Yeah.
doing
Stunts
music
your
for as long
creativity.
as I can until I get bored or die or both. So I have to be fresh
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, whatever that means, but it's very personal.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Like there's definitely something about getting stale if you're just continually going back to the same.
Using that one formula over and over, not my thing.
No.
No.
All right, I'll open it up again to folks in the comments. One more chance. Ask your questions away.
Yes, I'm still here. Right.
Other than that, I'm just checking your drop. It's looking really good. You have 335 packs left. I'm loving the new bouncer feature that you can see how many packs are left.
I know. I love it.
I just have to go put it in hand.
Clicker too, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, and clicker. I always forgot the other one, but it's looking really good. I'm really happy with how it's been going today. Awesome. We did get a comment in from NFTs Gaming. What inspired you to create music, a concert, a person, in general?
What inspired you to create music in general? I had no choice. I was starting to bang on things as a drummer when I was about 7, and by 12 I knew I would become a musician, which I did. I left school early and pursued music, and I'm still doing this today. So in a sense, I was blessed because I knew from very early on what I wanted to do. And there was nothing else that I wanted to do. So the inspiration came from just listening to great bands and great musicians and great songs and feeling I want to do that too, right? So I became a drummer and then a songwriter and producer and then a DJ and whatnot. And that was always like, this is what I want to do. There was no question, no other question. And if my parents told me, yeah, you have to do something solid, and I said, yeah, I probably should, but I won't. So I mean, I did what I did. I didn't fail. I did what I'm still on it, and I still do what I do, and I still love it. And this is what I would suggest do for anybody. Just do what you love and give it a shot, and if you fail, and if you fail, well, stand up and try again until you won't fail. And if you still fail, at least you did it and you tried it, and you can say that when you die, you gave it your best, you gave it a shot. So this is it. I mean, my inspiration, the Beatles, right? And later on Queen and whatnot, like the bands that did it, right? And I wanted to be that. So I never came to Beatles or Queen. I was never Freddie Mercury, the big superstar, but I was always in the game and doing music, and was able to live off that somewhat, and make a living and be touring and having a fun life with it. So that's good enough, I guess.
Oh, it says it's NBA Top Shot Blazer. So he just said, this is gold. Talk about straight from the source. I love this answer. And he really appreciates you.
Thanks.
That, I guess, is that part of what drove you to create your own record label? Just like out of sheer, I just want to fucking do this?
Yeah, exactly. And for that, I mean, if you have your own label, you release whatever you feel like, right? You don't have to wait for another label to like your music or appreciate it. you release it yourself. I mean, um, and I knew it is good enough to be heard, and and for this is why basically not only do one label but like a whole label group, because now I have the opportunity to release whatever I feel that I want to listen to, when it comes to my own music or music from other talented artists who are saying, this is super, super nice. I love this track, but it's very melodic. I can't put this on a techno label. It wouldn't fit. So why we're not doing another label? This is doing more like melodic electronica, and there would fit, right? And I have the chance to put this out, and the stuff gets heard, which is nice because I love it, and the producer has a chance to get it heard. And for me, it's all about the track. So it doesn't matter if the producer is very well known, a superstar, or just a total beginner. The track's great, and I like it. It probably will get released. It's very simple. So the labels never have been a money machine for me. Like, I have to, get the biggest artists so they make money and have the biggest reach and biggest Instagram followers and whatnot. I don't give a shit, right? It's not so important. It's about the track.
Well, and how do you, like, to me, the idea of just like starting a label seems like it's so much work that is just like in the background. You don't really talk about it. Can you kind of give us like what a day-to-day looks like when I'm sure every day is completely different, but can you give us like a general overview of what does it look like running your own label? What does that mean?
It depends on how big you want to blow it up, right? But the main thing you have to do is basically being an A&R, listening to the right tracks, release the tracks you like, finding a formula, finding a routine, have a grip on the back end, on the contract side of things, which are very boring in a way, but they have to be dealt with, right? And then you have to think of like how you want to market it, and the artworks and everything, and how much money you want to put in, how big you want to blow it up. Do you want to do label nights and live events with your label, or not? Is it just for music? You want where you're heading to, like, as I said, you want to only bring the biggest artists, or is it just about the music? Like, where are you heading with this, right? So this is something you have to know upfront or figure out while you're doing it. And then you need to have a setup that works, so you don't get too much friction and losing too much time. So everything is kind of on point when you sign it back. So, and then you have to you have to find a distribution, work with somebody it's working out, and then building up a kind of like a label family artist that have a sound that you like, that will come back to you and release with you again and again. So these artists are known for your label. That's at least something I like, and I look forward to. So most artists don't only release once with me, but more often.
Right. I just have a feeling you're inspiring a whole bunch of people here, and they're going to say, I want my own label, and I want to make my own remixes and all of that good stuff.
It's possible. You have to put time and work in it, and creativity, obviously, and some money as well. But it's not rocket science, especially not today, where everything is basically set up in such a nice way, where you find your specialists everywhere. Your marketing specialists, your distribution, the guys that do the artwork and everything. They are all there. If you're able to build something around that, then it's not too hard to do your own label if you want to, right?
This sounds really hard. You just said a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it is, but it's not rocket science. I'll tell you that, especially not today. Where everything is digital, right? You can do your label here from your laptop. That's it.
Fair, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. Love it. All right, one last time, I'm going to throw it out to the audience. Let's do another quick review of the challenge before we sign off. So once again, we're saying it. It's the first ever NFT Remix Challenge.
Yeah, it is. We
Available
wrote history.
exclusively on Record Shop. Let's get over here. So you need to get your Wildside 2021 collectible. In there, you're going to get lots of excellent lots of stems. So you can add that right into your file. Kaiser promises it's really easy. That's all I heard. Hop over to our challenges page. Hop over to Label Radar to get all the details. Label Radar, that's where you will actually submit your tracks so that Kaiser and his team can review them before we go live on April 8th is when we're going to go live and pick some winners. So you have until April 3rd to submit.
Lisa, have you mentioned the OGAF reward and the Kaiser Genesis set holder reward that was delivered today yet?
No, you can totally talk about that. I don't know
So
about
Chris just announced in the OGAF channel in Discord. For those of you who don't know, the Club OGAF is for all of those who own all of the OG collectibles. And then if you did hold those and you have all of the set, you got dropped a Kaiser pack from today. So that's pretty sweet. Mm-hmm. And everybody who was holding the entire Kaiser Genesis set also got a pack. So if you were in both, you got 2 packs.
Oh, holy shit.
It's pretty crazy.
That means I got one for being OGAF. That's amazing.
I think I have the Genesis set too, so that's really exciting.
I don't know if I finished the Genesis set. Now I'm really mad at myself.
I'm literally checking right now.
Oh, that's so exciting.
I think with the love track that I did, right? You can finish the Genesis set, right? The Kaiser's Genesis set with the Record Shop love track that I did. That's the one. And then there is the other set to close out is the planets with the Venus track, right?
What about was Venus part of this release? Sorry, I just got so excited I couldn't even speak.
I think so. I think it was, as far as I know.
So Venus, it says in the description of the pack that if you collect all of the planets, you're going to be rewarded the second planet from the sun, Venus. Yeah.
Ooh.
With that, you'll have all the planets of the solar system.
Yes, exactly. That's what I meant to say.
Ooh. Well,
so
now
there's a
I'm
remix
definitely...
challenge, and then there's also a collect the planets set.
So you can close that. Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So the planet set is complete.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot going on lately. Holy cow.
Yeah.
And then it says the snapshot takes place Friday, March 4th, with the reward being airdropped Monday, March 7th. So if you grab all the planets, you get Venus on March 7th if you are holding them by March 4th.
Ooh,
Perfect.
I love that.
There you
I'll
go.
have to get all the planets.
Yeah,
That'll help that I'm getting 2 extra packs just for being OGAF and for having the Kaiser Genesis set.
Yeah,
So
everybody
both.
in the room right now, the club is very happy.
So. Aw, love it. Kaiser, awesome. Yeah, you're getting pinged like crazy. You're gonna have to go into Discord now and chat with everyone.
I'll go into Discord after this. Yes, I'll do that.
Nice, yay!
Of course.
Oh, Ninebreaker says that they're already done with both sets. They finished Planets and they finished Ballroom, the new Ballrooms. Wow. Nice work.
Awesome. Happy New Year. That's awesome.
So.
We're partying, APC.
Yeah. So yeah, and everybody make sure you come and hang out with us on Thursday because we're going to do a listen party and we'll focus in on the Kaiser drop. So we'll listen to a whole bunch of stuff from this drop today. I hope y'all like techno.
There's a lot going
love
on
techno.
that stream on Thursday, isn't there?
I know. I'm so excited. Well, I really love what Kaiser does with techno. So I'm super excited for that listening party.
Cool.
All right, folks. Well, let's go raid someone. Let's see who's up and raidable. Ooh, I found a DJ who's doing, looks like it's her birthday, and she's doing some techno right now. So let's go hang with her. Christina D'Amatos. Y'all know I can't pronounce anything. Where's the confetti? All right, folks. Thank you so much, Kaiser, for joining us today.
So much fun.
It was such a pleasure.
Yeah.
And you've got your glass of wine, so I'm jealous now. I gotta go get.
I get my wine and I'll hop over to the Discord and see what's happening there. Huh?
Nice. Yeah. All right, folks.
Yeah.
Come meet us in Discord so that you can come chat with Kaiser.
Exactly. Part 2.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.